Grand Rising. You know how you guys have loved to say that our own people sold us into slavery. And anytime they talk about, black people going into slavery, you always love to say, well, but your own people sold you into slavery. Now those words have come back on you. You know, really, your fathers, your people sold you into slavery. That is really what is going on. And you guys have been saying it so much to us. Now it's fallen on you. Let me show you this clip. AI is pretty hilarious, and they're trying to show, black people, being sold into slavery. And of course, you got a guy with, speaking like with an African accent and blah, 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 trying to, again, make it seem like we all came from Africa. Let me just show you this little clip.
Up to me and offered me an all-inclusive cruise. I'm gonna do it. What could possibly go wrong? I'm really looking forward to seeing the world on this voyage. There's no pool on board. There's no pool on board, but the activities are fun. And just arrived at the first stop on the cruise. Hope there's some hugs out here. These white guys said we're going to an auction, but I didn't bring any money with me. What is going on? These guys are shouting monkeys for sale. F monkeys for sale, monkeys for sale. This YT says I belong to him now.
Now, y'all think that's funny. You go into the comment section of that video, and it's like, you forgot the part to tell you when your own chief sold you into slavery. Your own people did this to you. Your own people sold you into slavery. So therefore, you don't have any responsibility for anything that happened to us after that fact because our own people did it. Well, let's take a little trip down memory lane, shall we? When the immigrants came here, you guys all made an agreement when you guys came here. You made an agreement to be, under the authority of the colonizers. And you're going to get all of these dainties. You're going to get all of these great things. You're going to be able to get, free food, free housing, free education. You're going to be able to, work together against the so-called black people, and that you're going to be able to do all these great things. And your forefathers said, hell yeah, that's a great deal. Hell yeah, sign me up. Yes, please make sure I get all the reparations that are due to these people. Make sure that I get those. Anything that was supposed to go on to these so-called Negroes, make sure that we get them. They signed, you guys, your forefathers signed that deal. So now look at what's going on now. All of a sudden now people are getting deported here. Everything's falling apart. You see Israel, they made a deal also with the devil. They made a deal to be called the Most High's chosen people. God was going to protect them. They even made movies talking about Left Behind movies, how, Iran was going to come against these God's chosen people. That they were going to be standing by themselves, but God was going to stand up, and He was going to, take down all the people that were going to come after them. So as you take a look at what's going on in over there in that land right now, does it look like God is standing in the way or jumping in and coming to help out? It doesn't look like that, right? Looks like they're getting their asses handed to them right now, right? Well, why is that? Because you made a deal with the devil, and the devil only had a certain amount of time. So just like you told us, well, hey man, you can't complain or anything. Your own people sold you into this. Your own people decided to make this agreement, and you guys thought that you were never going to have to pay for it. Now you're going to have to pay with your life. Now you're going to pay with your service. Now you're going to pay because your people are now going to have to pay by giving the Most High. What do you say? You're going to, if you did this to His people, if you put them in slavery, you're going into slavery. If you kill with the sword, you must be killed with the sword. That's what Revelation 13:10. All the things that you got all these perks, but now, and the perks you guys. Your forefathers said it was okay. Your forefathers accepted them. You guys got the good first, and now comes the bad. So you guys made this choice. You made this choice. The vassals here, but also the ones up top. You guys made a choice with the devil. You made a deal with the devil. So this is kind of like what's going on right now. It's not looking like your God is where's your God at? You asked where ours was. Now you can see where ours is. You can see how He's raised up His people now at this point. But where's your God at? Let's take a look right here.
So you thought it was bad yesterday. This is insane. This makes yesterday look like a joke. Well, yeah. It's just the beginning. I feel like at this point, I mean, honestly, like, you know, I would be kind of like, if I was, look at that. See, you thought it was bad yesterday. This is insane.
Where's your God? Where's your God at? I thought he would have, he's going to stand up for your people. All you Constantine Christians who have been, hey, you got to bless Israel. We got to support Israel. Well, this is what happens when you support them. You see how the Most High is showing you that now you guys are now sweating bullets, because it's like, if they can do this to Israel, if we can put all of our, our most high-tech defensive capabilities here in this particular area, and they're just cutting through it like Swiss cheese, then that means that everything that you have, in that area is now fair game, can be taken down. And you got to understand, this is the Most High. The Most High raised you up, and now the Most High is taking you down. Nothing there's nothing new under the sun. We have served our punishment. Now it's your turn. So all you guys in those comments of those videos, oh, well, it was your own people that did it. Well, your own people sold you out. Your own people gave you dainties for a little bit of time. And now the Most High is taking those away. And now we're telling you that you're going to have to pay. And now it's like, and there's nothing you can say. Go to Lamentations 5:7. Lamentations 5:7 tells you your plight today. See, that's why you guys always say, well, your own people did it. Yeah, okay, well, if you want to say our own people sold us out, fine. Your own people now have sold you out. Now what? Where's your God? Where's your God? I'm waiting for JC to come out here. Where's Jesus to come out here and save you? See, your people have lost all faith. They don't even talk about prayer. They don't talk about prayer. They don't talk about Jesus. They don't talk about forgiveness. They don't talk about the Pope. They don't talk about the priest. They don't talk about anything. Where's your God? See, your forefathers now have sold you out. They've sold you out and left you with the bag. Now what are you going to do? See, no one's talking about this. No one's talking about, oh, we need peace. We need to come together and negotiate. You can't negotiate. You're all part of Psalms 83. You all took the bag, and now the bag has to be paid for. So now, just like you told us, your own people sold you out. Now I'm going to say the same thing to you. Your own people sold you out. Now what are you going to do? Your forefathers, they were loving life and getting, having money, going on vacation, wives were staying home. They had all of the great times in life. And now they're not here anymore. Now you're here. Now what are you going to do? Now you can see again how your own forefathers, they lived life, they enjoyed life. Now they left you for this. They left you to deal with this. They left you to deal with this. Your forefathers have sold you out. Now what are you going to do? So you don't even try to come against this information, come against this knowledge, come against this understanding, because you can't. Because this was all prophesied. You're going to get your time. Your time is done. And that goes for you Blasphemers as well. Now you're realizing the real people who can't be deported, who can't be removed, and the ones who are going to be here because we were already here in the first place. Your words mean nothing. Only what the Most High says. And the Most High is letting you know who are the original owners of these lands. These are the ones that can't be deported. Now you already know the Europeans, they definitely don't have any ties to these lands. So if those are the ones that are kicking you off the lands and they're not touching us, then I should let you know something. Because eventually the Europeans are going to have to go too. Because they don't belong here either. So if the Europeans who don't belong here are kicking you off the land, and you know that they don't belong here, what does that say then? What does that say about who is already here? If we were brought over here by Africa, and we can go back to Africa because that's our land, they would have already been trying to get us off the land. They've been telling us to go back to Africa. Well, they already know that we don't come from Africa. That's why we don't have anywhere to go. We're the ones that don't have to go anywhere because these are our lands. So I hope you enjoyed, the fun things your fathers did. Oh no, you can't. Now you enjoy that. Now you got to pay. Shalom.